Bonjour! I don't know what that was. Anyways, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Natty B. If you are new here, thanks for clicking and watching, and you can also click that subscribe button right below too. If you are returning, hello, welcome back. Thanks for supporting. Anyways, recently this summer I went on a European world tour, I like to call it. It was the best trip I've ever taken. It was 30 days in 14 different cities in Europe with 3 of my best friends, then plus another best friend, and then plus 3 of our best guy friends came along too for parts of it, but for the most part it was just me, Brooke, and crew for the majority of the time. I vlogged every place we went, so if you want to go watch those, click back in my channel to watch every vlog that you could possibly want to see regarding my Europe trips. Whenever I posted a video or posted a picture in Europe or a place, everyone commented like, how are you planning this? What are you doing? Where are you staying? How did you figure this out? Airlines, trains, blah, the whole shebang. So I wrote down a few of the questions that people asked, and I wanted to answer them and kind of just go on a little rant about how we did everything, because I don't know if our way was conventional or whatnot, but a lot of people wanted to know, so I thought, why not finally film this video? It is a little overdue, but people still ask me questions all the time about it. So here I go. I'll kind of just go off first on every place we went, I guess. We went to Paris, Nice, Positano, Rome, Venice, Amsterdam, Berlin, Prague, Dubrovnik, Greece, Barcelona, and London. And in Greece we went to Santorini and Mykonos. So how we determined the places we wanted to go, we all sat down one day because we were like, we're gonna do this trip, we have to figure it out, we have to plan it. So we sat down in December and we knew that we were gonna leave in May, and we picked out, everyone put together places that they wanted to go. So everyone kind of threw in places, like I wanted to go back to Barcelona because I studied abroad there and I missed it, and I wanted to see all the places that like I missed. That was kind of an example. And then another example is that I always wanted to go to Germany. So I was like, somewhere in Germany. And so I put that on my list and just kind of put in different places that I wanted to go. Paris. Brooke and crew had already been there, but I studied French in high school. I always wanted to go see the culture because I learned about it all the time. We all put in different places that we wished to go. We all compromised and picked out places that would work with everyone as long as everyone was okay with going. So that's how we picked those 13 places. I said 14, but we took like a day trip to Capri, so that's why I said 14. Then once we kind of figured out what we like, those places, I am literally talking in circles, I think. I'm sorry, I'm trying to gain my, like, figure out a way to explain it better, and it's just not working out well. After we got those places, we looked at a European map and we pinpointed everywhere we needed to go, and we kind of devised a plan on how we could circle around Europe and finish where we started. So we found our cheapest flights to round trip out of London. So we were like, let's book London. That's where we're flying in and out of. So we decided that the route that we were taking on our map, we would end in London. But we flew in there and we took the train, the Eurostar, to Paris, which was only about 2 hours. Once we landed in London, we immediately got on the train, or we got on the metro to get to the train, and then we took the train to Paris and ended up there and at our hotel. The way we found our hotels, we went on hotels.com, Trivago, booking.com. We literally looked at every single hotel website you could look at, and we looked at Airbnb. So we kind of just found the cheapest yet nice ones, I guess you could say. Like, we weren't gonna stay in a $20 a night Airbnb if we didn't feel safe. So in Paris, we got a hotel. It was so nice. We had a view of the Eiffel Tower. I think everyone thought it was like a 5-star resort because of it, but it absolutely was not. It was like the lining of the walls were fur leopard print. The roof lamp was a top hat. I don't know. It was just kind of like a jumble of all these random things, but it was so funny because everyone was like, why are you staying in like this really nice place? And we were like, we just have the best view, and that's kind of what we wanted. So as long as we had a good view, we were like, okay, like we don't really care what the room looks like, blah, blah, blah. Choosing between trains and flights, I kind of just randomly cut this into here. We kind of saw what would get us there faster, what was cheaper. When we decided to take trains and they were longer, we left a little earlier in the day so we would still have a lot of our day when we were there. An example is we took the train from Berlin to Prague because we left really early and it was really cheap, and it was a 4-hour train ride rather than just getting on a flight. So we really looked into costs of trains and flights, and we were gonna take a train somewhere else. I'm trying to remember where it was, but I remember we decided not to because it would take up most of our day in that one place. So when you're deciding between that, make sure you look at the timing of everything and make sure it's okay. Another thing that we decided to do was we only packed a carry-on for this trip. That was crazy of us. We were there for 30 days. We had our little rolly suitcase and a backpack. We switched outfits with everyone. We shared with everyone, which was so nice. Thank goodness Crew and Brooke have good style because I was able to wear their cute clothes all the time too. I brought a pair of little booties that I could wear like everywhere. They were so comfortable. They're from Zara, but they kind of spiced up just like my everyday outfits, I guess, rather than sneakers. I brought sneakers, my Air Force Ones that I would wear on just like more casual days. And then I brought my little heels. They're black heels that kind of strap on the ankle and then strap over the toes for whenever we'd go to like a nice dinner, we'd go out. And then I had flip-flops too. So I brought 4 pairs of shoes for 30 days. I brought jeans, a leather jacket. I highly recommend bringing a jacket somewhere. Dresses were the move. I wore dresses a lot. I think that's kind of it. Those were kind of the key components. I brought a lot of underwear, and we also brought a lot of swimsuits. Yeah, so that's kind of what we did. And then the worst part was packing our liquids. These airports were so strict about liquids. So what you have to do before you leave is legit get a Ziploc baggie. They only take Ziploc baggies of these liquids, and make sure you can fit all your stuff in there. We had to throw so much stuff away. We got stopped so many times because we didn't do it right. That was one of the worst parts. So I recommend, I don't even know what I recommend. You really have to limit what you're gonna put in your bag. Definitely like toothpaste, if you have certain types of shampoo and conditioner, bring that. Oh, they also made us put like makeup in there and stuff, which was not chill. They're like, yeah, concealer's a liquid, and so sometimes I tried to hide that and make it look as if I didn't have that with me. But it passed and it worked, so that sucked. That was not fun. And then in regards to our phone plans, I got the 10 gigabyte phone plan, or 2 gigabyte. I got some kind of gigabyte phone plan, and I was like, I'll be fine. I'll mostly use Wi-Fi, and then if I really need to use my data, I'll use it. After 2 days there, my data was up. It sucked it dry being in a different country. It was the worst thing ever. It was not worth it. I literally barely ever came off airplane mode. It still sucked it dry. I couldn't use my phone. I was always on Wi-Fi. I was always connecting to restaurants' Wi-Fis, cafes' Wi-Fis, wherever I could find Wi-Fi, hotel, Airbnb. But Brooke and Crew were the smart guys, and they did the $10 a day, unlimited. They got to use their phone however they wanted, which was genius. I should have done that. I thought I learned when I was in Barcelona and I did that. I don't know why I was convinced this time I'd be fine. I wasn't fine. So I recommend looking into phone plans and figuring out what you're gonna do, because I was with Wi-Fi the whole time, and if we needed directions, I'd have to count on them for those, yeah. And then another thing is when we had to pay for everything, we made a Google Doc of all of our expenses, who bought the hotels, who bought the train tickets, the airplane tickets, and we made it all into one Google Doc. So then at the end, we could pay back whoever we needed to. So an example is Brooke bought a few more hotels than, let's say, Crew and I did. So after we finished the trip, we figured out what we owed Brooke, and then we paid her back for it. And then also in Europe, they don't really like to split checks. They only take one card, or they take cash. So what we did is we split up every meal. So I'd pay for one meal, Brooke would pay for a meal, Crute would pay for a meal, and then it would kind of just even itself out. Obviously, you're not going to put in exactly what you put out or vice versa, but that's kind of what was fair because we all didn't have euros at the time. We were using our cards, blah, blah, blah. But it worked out well. We didn't have any issues with that. We switched up our meals and paying for everything and whatnot. And then by the end of everything, we got to pay back Brooke for everything too. Those are kind of like the big questions that people asked are packing, hotels, Airbnbs, travel, places, phone plans. Yeah, so I think I touched on those, and then now I'll kind of touch on like where we went and what we did. So if you don't really care about where we went, you can get out of this video, but if you do care about where we went and what we did, keep on watching because I'll go on a nice long rant about everything. So enjoy that part. Anyways, so when we were in Paris, my friends had already been there, so they kind of knew what we needed to see and whatnot. Obviously, I wanted to see the Eiffel Tower, the Palace of Versailles, the Louvre, all the big guys, the monuments that everyone kind of has to see. I fell in love. It was so beautiful. It was so cool. I know people say people in Paris aren't nice, but everyone was so nice to us. This was top on all of our lists. We went through and ranked every place we went to during it, and I'm pretty sure Paris was top for a lot of us. One day we went to this restaurant called L'Avenue, I don't know how to say it really, but we had the best meal ever. We ordered 2 bottles of rosé, and then some random person sent us a bottle of Veuve. So we got a little drunk and then went to the Eiffel Tower and sat there and had a little picnic. So it was like the best little afternoon. And we got macaroons at La Durée, and it was so cute and cool and fun, and I wish I could go back to that moment, but that sticks out to me the most, being there. Also, when we were there, we obviously took our flight from America and got in and then had to immediately take a train, and I for some reason could not sleep on the plane. I can sleep anywhere, so I was like, I'm set, I'm fine. I couldn't sleep. So I was awake for at least 20 plus hours. I think I hit 24, I'm not sure, but I was dead. I was so tired when we were there. I did fall asleep early, so like one of the nights when Brooke and Crute went and got dinner, because dinner and drinks one night, and that honestly cured my sleep deprivation a lot. Another really fun thing that we did was we got brunch at Versailles. We called it our hangover brunch. We didn't do anything the night before besides just get drinks at our restaurant. It was so cool to eat brunch in that palace and then be able to go explore. And we found this cool coupon we did it through Rail Europe. It was a skip the line pass. It was also a breakfast for all 3 of us. It was $180, which this line, you guys, I'm not joking. It went out the palace gates. This line would have at least taken 2 hours for us. So skipping the line was a huge thing. And then also having a really nice breakfast with like everything included was so nice too. We didn't have to pay for the breakfast because of it was included, but it was delicious. It was so cool. It was so fun. Highly recommend Rail Europe. They have a lot of deals on there too, I guess. We decided to go to Nice too. Nice was very interesting. You'll see that if you go look at my other vlog, but we were only there for 2 nights. We got in, we immediately went to the beach. It was overcast. We couldn't do anything. It was cold. So we went home, just kind of chilled, and then got dinner at this little marketplace area. It was so cute and fun. There was live music. The food was great. Went home, got a good night's sleep early. Oh, actually we tried to go to a casino, but we didn't have our passport, so we couldn't go in, which kind of sucked, but maybe it was good that we went home and went to bed early. Then the next day, we had a wine tour. We thought we were going through all these vineyards. We thought we were gonna have a nice leisurely bike ride, have all these wine tasting at different spots. No. We legitimately rode our bikes for, I think I clocked it in at 24 miles. You'll have to check on the other video, but it was crazy. We rode up these hills on these bikes. We legitimately went to one vineyard that was legit this small. It was so cute, so beautiful. I would have loved to just go there and visit it and not ridden my bike 24 miles to do so. But it was just the smallest thing. It is not what we expected. So make sure you really look into what you're gonna do before you sign up for it. So Nice wasn't our favorite place just because I think it was overcast. We wanted to go to the beach, we wanted to hang outside, and we did a wine tour that we thought was gonna be a nice leisurely thing that we got to get buzzed at, but that's not what it was. Then we went to the most magical place ever, Positano. I wish I could snap my fingers and be back there right now. It was insane. It was so beautiful. The food was amazing. The people were so nice. We got to walk everywhere. I miss that place so much. Oh, in Nice we had an Airbnb. So cute. And then here we also had an Airbnb. Positano's really expensive. So we were looking for Positano's Airbnb/hotels for months because we could not find anything that was like really cheap but like still in a great spot. Finally we found the cutest Airbnb. It had 2 huge bedrooms, 2 baths, a kitchen, a living room, and the most insane deck. This deck looked out onto everything. It was the coolest view ever, and like watching the sunset every night was insane. Our Airbnb host got us her homemade limoncello, so we got to enjoy that too. And she lived actually right below us, so if we had any issues, we could just text her and she could come help us. She showed us how we needed to walk everywhere. We took all these stairs. I'm not joking. I legitimately burned more calories walking up and down those stairs than I ever did in a volleyball game. It was crazy. We got to go there. We had the best food. We went to this beach club one day and laid out there. And then my favorite part ever was taking the ferry to Capri. We had a personal boat tour pick us up in Capri. So we got food for the boat. We got champagne for the boat. Our boat driver brought us his mom's homemade limoncello for us. And he took us around the whole island of Capri. It was insane. He was so cool and chill, and he'd like tell us cool facts and then let us do whatever we wanted. And he was young and hip and really interesting, and like if we did try to talk to him, but he was awesome, and he showed us the beautiful island of Capri, and I wish I could be on that boat right now. So I highly recommend doing that. Then after that, we went to Rome. We were there for 2 days. Oh, in Positano, we were there for 3 days, which was ideal because I think that was such a great place to stay extra days. In Nice, we were only there for 2 nights, and then we went to Rome. And in Rome, we got another Airbnb. It was this one room. Okay, it was an Airbnb hotel, I guess. I don't know. It was so confusing. Maybe it was a hotel. I don't know. But it looked like, I don't know. But it had it had one twin bed and one full bed. And then it had a little mini bathroom, but this was just like a cheap place in the middle of everything. We could walk outside our door and go to a restaurant and then go to Lindt Chocolate, and they had gelato. It was the best gelato I've ever had. We walked everywhere besides the Vatican because obviously that's a little far for us. But we went and saw the Colosseum. We went to the Spanish Steps. We went to the Trevi Fountain. We all did that the day we got in. And then we went to a really fun dinner at this place called Ristorante 34. If you ever go to Rome, go eat there. They are so fun. It's this cute little restaurant. They bring you out all these different meals, entrees, and it is the most delicious food. I think we all decided that Brooke's truffle pasta that she got or whatever was the best meal that we all had. And they're just so cute there and they love it. After Rome, we went to Venice. Venice was interesting. We were there for 2 nights. We got in and then went and just kind of explored the city. We took a gondola ride, which was really expensive for 30 minutes, and I don't recommend it. I think it looks cool and like you kind of have to do it when you're in Venice, but it was not worth the money that we spent. and no, just not our thing. The next day we went to the glass blowing island, and then we also went to another island, Burano. It was so cool. Every building was a different color, and they were bright colors too. It was like walking down Sherbert Lane. I don't know. It was crazy and so beautiful, but it was the smallest town, and then it took us like an hour to walk around it and see everything, get gelato. Like, it was so small but so cute. If you don't know, Venice is the home of the Bellini, so we had lots of Bellinis in Venice. We went to Cipriani's, which is where it was originally made. Venice wasn't our favorite, but I think it was really cool to see Venice. I feel like it's a staple in Italy, and everyone kind of like has to go there. I don't know, so that's kind of why we were like, we have to go. After that, we went to Amsterdam. We were in Amsterdam for 3 nights, which I think is smart because there's so much to do in Amsterdam. So when we got in, we just got a quick bite to eat and then walked around all the shops. They have the best shopping there. It is like cute little boutique shops that you can find random things at. I got this like snake ring at one of them. It was 30 euros, and the gold has not like turned at all. It has stayed so intact, and I love it. I think it is so cute. I don't know why I'm obsessed with it, but it's been like that for like 3 to 4 months, and it hasn't turned, and it's still perfectly intact, and I don't plan on ever taking it off soon. And we went to the best dinner the next day. Our friend Carol finally got in. Gingy, redhead, you know her. She's crazy. If you don't know her, you need to go watch videos with her because she is a kick. She is the funniest person you'll ever watch. We went to museums. We rented a little Duffy boat that we drove around the canals, and it was bizarre. We got bottles of wine and cheese and had ourselves a time. Carol crashed the boat many times, so then I had to take over, and I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I was a great boat driver. I feel like I'm rambling on all these places, and I feel bad, but I could talk about these places for hours and hours and hours. We went to this place in Amsterdam called Mama Kelly's. Don't go there. It's like an Instagram cute place, pink. Food is so bad. The service was so bad. No, it was disgusting, and it looks cute on Instagram, but it is not cute in person. We legit would not have been surprised if they served us rat poop. After Amsterdam, we went to Berlin. Carol and I had a weird attachment to Berlin because we're German, and we were like, we really want to see this place. So when we got in, we went to the first ever beer garden in Berlin. It was so cool to get just big tubs of beer, pretzels, weird meats that they get. I don't know what they're called. I can't pronounce them. But it was so, we felt like we were really in their culture right there. And I think that that was really cool for us to see. When we were there for 2 nights. I think we could have definitely been there for a while longer because there's so much to see there. We saw the Berlin Wall, Checkpoint Charlie. We also went to a concentration camp, which was very interesting. Growing up, I'd read books on it all the time. My little brother is kind of a history junkie, so he would tell me things that happened about World War II all the time as well. Going back, it just kind of is so eerie and makes you feel so many different types of ways. It's very emotional going there. I don't know how people are going to perceive me talking about this concentration camp, so I'm done talking about it. Oh, we also went to this club one night. It was so cool. You weren't allowed to pull your phones out, which was awesome. We went at 2 in the morning, I think, and we stayed until like 5 a.m. The sun was rising. People were staying so much later, but we had a train to get on, so that's why we left a little early, as you would say. But they had the coolest house music. The DJs were sick. There were 3 different floors. There was an outdoor bar right on the river. It was so cool. It was insane. I think it was called Thomas Jefferson. It was a president, a really old president. So I could be getting that wrong. I don't know. I'll ask my friend and then I'll try to put it down below. After that, we went to Prague. We were there for 2 nights, but we got in really late the first day. We stayed at an Airbnb and it was sick. It was so cool. Apparently it was like an old king's room, I don't know, but it was huge. That day, since we stayed up so early that morning and we had to get on a 4-hour train ride, and then we sat next to the coolest people on the train, so we were talking to them the whole ride. So we didn't get to sleep. So that night we literally slept for an hour because we took a nap before we got on the train. So we were just dead. So we explored Prague and we were like, we can't do anything. So we went to bed. Brooke got sick. She had a fever. The next day we kind of just still explored more and just walked around. Didn't really do anything crazy. And then that night we tried to go to like a cool bar, and we were too dead and didn't feel well. We ate KFC that night because we didn't want to go to like a nice restaurant or anything. So yeah. And then from there we got on a plane to Dubrovnik. We met our friends in the Prague airport, our triplet guy friends, Zane, Ben, and Ryan. From there in Dubrovnik, we had our own Airbnb there, had their own Airbnb. Ours was cool. It was like a loft thing. We had like a bed downstairs, and then you go up this ladder and then there's another bed like just on the loft. It was the home of Game of Thrones. So I don't watch it, but like the architecture there was so cool to see. It was insane. I loved Dubrovnik. That was definitely one of the tops on my list. It was the cutest little city center, and we all got to hang out there. We went to the beach one day. We were only there for 2 nights. And then the next day we rented a big boat, but we all split it, so it was cheap, and we took that out for like 4 hours. They provided alcohol, food. They took us to these blue caves. It was so cool and fun. They gave us a GoPro that we could use, and then they gave us the memory card at the end. And honestly, what we did was we went on TripAdvisor and just found these random things that we could do in each place and looked at different discounts that we could get, and that's kind of how we would plan a lot of our trips and a lot of the places that we got food and whatnot. Carol was a Yelping queen. She looked at Yelp everywhere we went, and it really helped because it showed like places that we want to go, and then we also went off of recommendations that we got. Then after Dubrovnik, this is where Carol left us, which was really sad because we wanted Carol with us forever. But we were still with the boys, so we got on a flight to Athens, and then we got on a little plane to Greece, or to Santorini. Jeez, I'm losing it. And then when we were in Santorini, we got a car at the airport. We kind of just found one there and took it to our hotel. I think Brooke or Haley found this hotel. It was really cool, beautiful view, nothing crazy, one big bed, and then a pull-out couch. In Santorini, it was absolutely beautiful. I loved it, but I don't know if I could have spent more than 2 nights there, just because there isn't really a beach or anything, so you're kind of just walking around. I don't know. It wasn't my favorite place, which sounds crazy because like Santorini is absolutely insanely beautiful and everyone wants to go. But I just felt like there wasn't much for us to do besides relax, and I'm all for relaxing. But I don't know, I wanted to do more stuff there. One day we kind of just shopped around. We had the most beautiful dinner at this place called Sunsets at Way. I think that's how you pronounce the city that we were in, Oye, I don't know. The next day we got on another little hopper flight to Mykonos. Oh, no. We got on a ferry to Mykonos. So we all met that morning at the ferry stop and got on a 2-hour boat ride there. It was really quick, fast, easy. When we were in Mykonos, we all stayed in like the same hotel area. So we were at this place called Tropicana, and they were at a hotel behind us. When we were there, we went to the city, we went around everything, saw everything. We went to the craziest dinner the first night. It was so fun. People were dancing on tables. The food was delicious. It was so cool. And then we kind of just went out in Mykonos, down in that little mainland downtown area. I don't really know what you call it, but I'm guessing that's what you call it. And the next day, we went to a beach club. We went to Namos, and it was really pretty, and it was upscale. And we thought that we were gonna spend our whole day there, but we decided that since the place that we were staying at had a beach club, we went there and we went out at Tropicana Day Club, which was so fun and funny and crazy, and yeah, we had to wake up at 5 in the morning. Yeah, that was hard to do. Then the next day we left the boys. The boys decided to go to Prague then, and then they were gonna head back to Arizona. And on our end, we went to Barcelona. So I got to go back to where I studied abroad. It was so fun. I got to eat all the food I wanted to eat. If you ever go to Barcelona, you have to eat at Bodabi. It is the best sandwich place ever. We were in Barcelona for 3 days because we wanted to see a lot. We went to the beach one day, we walked around and shopped one day, we saw a lot of Gaudi stuff. We went to this restaurant called De Greco, where whatever you order, they bring out samples for all your friends to try too. So there was so much food. You can also bring your own bottle of wine. We didn't do that, but that's smart if you ever do want to go there. We went out one night. If you ever need someone to go out with, add Ashi on Facebook, A-A-S-H-I. He is the plug. He has tables every night at different places. We went to a club called Shoko the night we were there because that's like kind of the night that he was working. I wanted to go back to Razzmatazz and Opium. We didn't have a chance to do that, but I recommend those. We went to Chapitos, which is a shot bar. Everything is €2, and they have crazy tasting shots. So fun. It was so fun. You have to go there. Then from Barcelona, we took a flight to London. We also had 3 nights there. We went into Book of Mormon, which was so cool. It was hysterical. Laughed our off. That was the first night, and then the next day we went shopping. I am obsessed with Burberry. Burberry is my favorite designer brand ever. I have always been obsessed with it. In high school, people used to call me Burberry Brown because I would find whatever I could in Burberry. I love them, and that's where London is where Burberry originated. So we went to the Burberry Cafe, and they treated us like so nicely. I think it's because Brooke or Crute told them that we recently graduated and like we always wanted to come here, that I was obsessed with Burberry, blah blah blah. So then they took us on a private tour of the main store. It's 3 stories. It has the coolest pieces in there. Everyone was so nice. It was insane. Like the most beautiful store I've ever been in. That was just the coolest experience to me. It was insane. We also went to Sketch, which is that really cool place. I'm sure everyone's seen pictures in the bathroom of the egg and the crazy tiled roof. They have really cool rooms that you get to have tea in, or you can go for dinner and drinks, but we thought tea would be best. And then we also went out to the clubs one night because that's where Crute studied abroad the year I studied abroad in Barcelona. So she wanted to take us everywhere. She used her promoters. I forget his name. Sorry, whatever your name is. Anyways, but yeah, so it was awesome. Oh, in Barcelona, we got an Airbnb right on Las Ramblas. So we were near everything. It was perfect. It was cute. It was small. Barcelona doesn't really have air conditioning, so it was hot. We like to stick our heads in the freezer, that's for sure. In London, we got a hotel kind of downtown near Chinatown, I guess you could say. I don't really know my geography in London. Keaton was supposed to come meet us. She ended up not booking a Europe trip, so we had 2 rooms, and that's kind of how that went. So I got my own room that time, which was really nice. I like to sit in my robe all day and just chill. And then from there we went to the airport and had to get on our long flight home. Long story short, it was an absolutely amazing trip. I highly recommend going on a European trip with your best friends, making the most of it. It was so fun. I am so lucky I was able to do this. It was my graduation gift, and since everyone asks all the time for tips and whatnot, I don't even know if I gave any good tips or anything. I kind of just went on a tangent and just talked about everything we did. So if I didn't really help at all, I'm really sorry. And if I did give any sort of advice, you're welcome, I guess. I don't know. But thank you for watching. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you have any questions, comment below. I'll answer. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I hope you have a great day.